Hello everyone, today I have something a bit different for you. Instead of my usual videos, today I just want to show you something really quick. I just want to show you how I usually take care of my shoes, how I maintain them as clean as they can possibly be. The reason why I'm doing this is because this week I actually have to go to a work trip to Oklahoma City, to OKC, so I don't really have time to do my usual videos, but I still wanted to show you something cool about my hobbies, either way. These first ones are my Hey Dudes. I'll do a separate video where I go through the details of them and how they were and everything. But today I'll just show you some of the stains. You can see here near the toe cap, near the front, there is a pretty big stain of dirt. Also in the back, it's a bit dirty. But yeah, they are actually pretty clean. But I'll still show you how I clean them up, either way, how I maintain them. These are my wife's Hey Dudes. They are pretty cool as well. I'll also talk about them in the Hey Dude video that I'm planning on doing later. But you can see here in the front, there is actually a really big stain, a really big dirt stain in the front at the toe of the right shoe. These are my wife's white sneaker from Thursday Boots. They're really cool. I might do a separate video talking about them, and I might include my wife as well. But you can see they're actually pretty new as well. I got them for my wife as her birthday present. But the sole is actually pretty dirty because it's a really soft sole. So I'll show you how I clean it up. It's pretty easy as well. I'll start off with my Hey Dudes by brushing them off with a normal horsehair brush. I brush the whole top. That's basically all I'll do to with the top of the shoes because they're pretty clean either way. So I'm just maintaining them. I'm just making sure that they look good. To clean up the sole, I'll be using just a normal toothbrush. I actually bought this specifically for this purpose, so you don't have to worry, it's not gross. We have not used this as a personal product, so yeah, you don't have to worry about that. I'll be using just a normal toothbrush. Usually people use other brushes, other specific shoe brushes, but I don't think it's really necessary. You can usually get away with using just a normal toothbrush, even with leather shoes. And I'll be applying a really light soap. This is actually a saddle soap. This is specifically made for leather, but I'll be using it anyway just because it's a really light soap, which, yeah, I use it because I don't want to damage any part of the sole or the upper part of the shoe. I'll be using Fivings saddle soap, but I would recommend you use just any soap, even liquid hand soap would be good. Just try to use a really light soap, so you don't run the danger of maybe ruining your shoe at all. So yeah, just use a really light soap, not a detergent or anything. Yeah, just a normal soap. To apply it, I'll just brush it on with my toothbrush. I'll brush it on, make sure I concentrate on any stain that I can find in the shoe. You can actually see that I concentrate pretty much on the front and also a bit on the back. To apply the soap, I simply brush it on onto the outsole using my toothbrush. Yeah. You have to apply pressure because you want to really get in there and remove the stains. But you don't want to apply too much pressure because you might push the bristles to the side. And yeah, it would defeat the purpose of applying pressure because you wouldn't be brushing it on anymore, okay? We want to apply some pressure, but not too much pressure, okay? You have to get a feeling for it. You have to put quite a bit of water in the saddle soap just so that it foams up pretty good. You want it to foam up, you want to see a lot of foam just to make sure that everything is working correctly. And if you don't see much foam, you might need to apply more water into it. Okay, you don't have to worry too much about getting water into the shoe, especially in the outsole of these shoes, especially on the outsole of the Hey Dudes, because the Hey Dudes outsole is pretty good with water. Yeah. Also, the upper, you don't have to worry too much about the upper getting wet, but just try to not get it too wet. Okay. Very nice. After I'm done brushing the shoe off, I use a bit of paper. You can actually use a towel or just some toilet paper. And I just remove the excess soap, the soap that's left. Okay. If you want, you can also apply some water to remove the soap. It is important you don't leave any soap on the shoe because it can stain it or it can crack because it can get too dry. Again, I'll be making another video where I tell you more of the details about this shoe. I'll tell you more about it. I tell you how comfortable they are, which they are actually pretty comfortable. Okay, here you can see a before and after of my Hey Dudes. Again, it just had a really small stain in the front and in the back, and it is now gone, yeah? The outsoles look completely white. They look really good, just like new. Okay, now for my wife's Hey Dudes. This is basically exactly the same procedure. I just brush off all the stains using my toothbrush and the saddle soap. You should go through it all. Now you can see here that I also go in the upper a bit, just because it has some stains in the upper as well. You shouldn't have to be too worried about getting the upper wet again, yeah, or even putting some soap on it, because it's really light soap. So you don't have to worry too much about that. But try to concentrate on the stains and remove them completely. It was actually pretty easy to remove the stains from these shoes, especially from the outsole. The outsole is pretty easy to clean. You just have to brush it a bit using some soap. Again, if you don't have saddle soap, don't worry, just use liquid hand soap, yeah? That's what I used to use, and it did pretty well. It did really well, actually. Most people think that it's really difficult to maintain your shoes, to keep them pretty clean. But shoes like this, which have a canvas upper and a very simple outsole, are actually really simple to maintain and to keep clean. All of these shoes are actually pretty clean. I would actually recommend you clean up your shoes as well every maybe 2 weeks if you don't use them daily. If you use them maybe once every 2 or 3 days, I would recommend you clean them maybe every 2 weeks, maybe every month. And they should look really good. They should look just as good as new. If you use them daily, I would actually recommend to clean them even weekly, just so your shoes are completely clean. Of course, not everyone can do this, and I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. If you don't care about having your shoes maybe look a bit dirty, you don't have to worry about it too much. You may be able to clean them maybe every 2 months. But I would definitely recommend everyone cleaning their shoes. I actually didn't used to clean up my shoes at all, and most of my shoes look really bad because of that. So yeah, it is good to clean up your shoes. Even if your Hey Dudes are really dirty, not as these ones, of course, these ones are really clean. But even if they are really dirty, I would recommend a similar process for cleaning them up either way. Just use some soap, some light soap, brush off all the stains, and use a towel to remove the excess soap. Okay? That's the process that I would recommend either way, even if they are really dirty. Yeah, in my experience, Hey Dudes are really easy to maintain. Again, you can see here that I'm removing the soap using some toilet paper, just normal toilet paper. I'm removing all the soap from the outsole and also from the canvas. If you see a bit of soap, I would recommend to get it wet again using a lot of water and just using a paper towel again to remove everything. You can also see that I brush off another stain in the shoe using the same saddle soap and the same toothbrush. I brush off a stain in the upper, which gives me no trouble at all. And I also remove the excess soap and the excess water using just simple toilet paper. Here is the comparison of my wife's Hey Dudes. You can see that the big stain in the front is now gone, both in the upper and also in the outsole. There is no longer any stains there. Yeah, it looks really, really good now. These are my wife's white sneakers from Thursday Boots. Again, I got them for her as a birthday present. They are really, really cool. I really enjoy them. I really like them, and I think she really enjoys them. They are actually pretty new. They have been with her maybe just about 1 or 2 months. So the upper is pretty clean. I'll just brush them off with my horsehair brush, and it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, they look pretty. They look just like new, basically. They just needed a brush just because of some of the dirt that they have and some of the pet hair that they also have. Now for the outsole, I'll be cleaning them off again with Phoebing's Subtle Soap, but I'll be more careful not to get it into the leather, just because Phoebing's soap is actually really, really good for cleaning up leather, but it can sometimes remove some of the finishing of the leather, especially on really heavily finished shoes like these ones. So it might remove some of the white in the shoes. So that's why I'm being really, really careful. It probably won't, and if I remove the soap quickly with a paper towel, it shouldn't be a problem. But either way, I'd rather be more careful and just try not to get any of the soap into the upper. You can also see that I'm being more careful by just putting the soap into a really small area and removing it with the paper towel really quickly. I mean, it is actually working pretty well as well. Again, I'm just trying to brush off any stains that I see. This is a really, really easy process. Brush off any stains and remove the excess soap with the paper towel. These shoes actually, if they were way dirtier, I would recommend another process, another different process. I would also use I will also probably use the saddle soap on the upper, removing the laces as well and cleaning up the laces independently. And then using Phoebing's saddle soap in the upper, cleaning it off, and then probably using some white shoe cream so that the shoe color looks way better. And then I'll probably brush it off again with my horse hair brush. Again, this is a really, really simple process. Just brush off the stains and clean up the soap with the paper, with the toilet paper. Really, really simple process. The sole on these shoes is actually pretty special. It is really, really soft, or so my wife has told me, that it is really, really comfortable. But it being so soft, it is also prone to get really dirty. So with just a couple of uses, it tends to get really dirty. But it's really easy to clean off as well. And finally, my wife's white sneakers. You can see that the outsole no longer has any dirt stains on it. It looks, again, just like new. And with a really simple process of just cleaning up the outsole, just brushing off the stains. Really, really easy. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully this video has been useful to you. Also, again, sorry this was such a different video. Next week I'll come back with another usual video, but hopefully I'll have some cool pictures and videos to show you of OKC, of Oklahoma City. Okay, very well. Also, I have two other videos already taped. Both of them are of two other shoes that I cleaned up, actually for this same trip. But they have more complex ways of cleaning up. One of them is my Thursday boots, which are really, really cool. And the other one is actually my dress shoes, my black dress shoes. which are really, really cool. And I actually mirror shined, which I'll also show you how I achieved the mirror shine because some people sometimes have trouble to get to that point. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. See you next week. Take care. Bye bye.